Guys, key trades. Today is January 7th. Man, oh man, crazy day. Right, so as you guys know, I'm usually a one trade per day trader, but what I don't do is I don't miss out on opportunity. I saw great action. I called 6 trades or 5 or 6. I don't even know how much trades, but we won every trade. So I'm gonna review each and every trade. Number one thing is this, guys. When you see opportunity, you take it. I knew this was going to be a great opportunity day. I liked what's set up. We executed. Plenty of wins to take. Every member won. From what I've gotten from the testimonials, only 2 members sent testimonials, but even then, man, speaks for itself. Dom, $4,400 profit. That's just one trade. Again, all you need is one trade. I gave a bunch of trades out today. Earl caught the morning win for my pre-market plan. Caught another short, and speaks for itself. But in my pre-market plan, it was not spot on, but I was looking for the short off the open. I said a lot of accumulates lows from yesterday and overnight, right? We currently swept buy side in the 1 hour, right? I said if we find the inverse, clear selling. I like to see sell side manipulation sweep lower before news, and then I wanted to see a bullish rest of the day. Did not happen, but what was right was what? Looking for the selling manipulation, right? I'm looking for sellers before news. I'm looking for selling off the open. My sell side targets all got absolutely destroyed. Again, let's get into the structure for the day. All eyes for me were on this 1 hour fair value gap. I noted that we have swept that fair value gap. And what did we do? Overnight, we had accumulated lows here. We had 1 hour lows here, stacked lows here. So much sell side to be taken. My main narrative draw, triple equal lows into the 4 hour here. We have 3 stacked lows here into this 4 hour fair value gap. And a final target, which we did end up getting a trade towards, was that obviously that previous day's low. Bam. Coming into the open, again, this is a personal trade for me. Earl took it as well. But looking for selling off the 1 hour. Right off the open, what did we see? We see that nice sweep back into the 1 hour. And what do we do? Clear selling. We failed to even close inside that 1 hour. And now that we find the rejection, I'm looking for a point of entry. Again, my favorite type of inverses. When I see a bullish fair value gap here, we see us draw into it and respect it and run a new high. So this is a high probability entry point. Got the close below. I got in my position at the 770s. Stop at the wick high. And my targets, I played this trade pretty tight. My first scale was the 40s, which are these 2 small lows. And then my last target was 716, which was this low here. So about a 30 to 50 point gain here on this trade. Boom. Coming in, we sold off. Now I am looking for how do we want to act? What are we going to do next? From the 5-minute fair value gap that we closed, I was looking to see maybe we potentially swing one more time higher. I played a small scalp trade, called it out for the members on live. This was our first trade on live that I called, which was pretty simple for me. I saw that we've held and found strong buyers at this 5-minute bearish. We end up holding this 1 minute bullish, and we inversed this 1 minute bearish here. So I said a scalp long, inverse close, get the entry. I just called for a tight stop at this candle low. We're looking for a quick delivery. Internal high scale break even, full PT was never met. But this trade here was a quick 1 candle, 16, 17 point trade with a same 17 point stop. It was a 1-to-1, and then it would have been a 2-to-1 at this high. Never had. But again, a very quick trade. You enter long, I called, shoots up to your scale break even. You scale out your position, you get break even, rest break even. Totally fine. And then what do we see next? All right, and this was one of the highest quality trades on the day. We see us sweep out one more time higher, and we leave a nice SMT here at the highs. Furthermore, going into the 5-minute fair value gap, if we zoom in, yes, we broke above it, but we are clearly respecting it by candle closure here and candle closure here. And we know we have an internal draw here, and we know on the higher time frames we're looking for that 4 hour fair value gap, which is those triple equal lows here. So these would be your 2 narrative draws. Again, you could play targets here as well and here as well. SMT closes, again, NQ swept out this high. If we go to ES at that same time point, we can see that ES, right, failed to sweep that high. So a lower high for ES and a higher high for NQ. Again, points of entry. Your early entry would be this inverse here. You can stay patient. Inverse here. Inverse here. Plenty of points of entry. But this trade pays around 40. I mean, up to wherever you want, really. Let runners run. But my main point was the 640 in the 4 hour. So this trade could have paid 96 points plus. But again, long scalp here. 17 points. SMT, respect the 5 minute. Inverse, plenty of points of entry. Targets lower. Boom. And then we started to go into a little consolidation phase. Started to accumulate. But I'm still looking at that 4 hour fair value gap. And what I said for members was very simple. Obviously, those were hit. And I said this, if we get a bearish close below 21,550, which is going to be below the 4 hour fair value gap, we should likely head to what? Previous day's low, 21,476. 21,476 here. And we did what? 550, strong bearish close. So now we're looking for a setup to take to that level. And again, a classic model for us. 5 minute fair value gap. We sweep internal highs back into that level. And now we look for what? A point of entry. Again, I did not take this trade because I was looking for the original inverse here. I was looking for this inverse. And at this point with this close, it was just too far apart for me in my opinion at a 30-point difference. But I was very confident in this trade. And we had members actually execute before the news. My fault, not news. My fault. Before the candle closure. And they caught their nice trade down to these lows or to previous day low here. So now we understand that the main narrative for sell side has been met at previous day's low. So now I'm looking for a long reversal. Clear everything out. What point of a target am I looking for? I'm looking to play internally. You do not want to play a reversal long against this selling, looking for, a high here. You're looking for this high or looking for this high. Play internally. Look at targets at the discount of this swing range. Added confluence. Right? We were also looking for what? 5 minute fair value gap reprice. It aligns perfectly, and we came to this inverse 5 minute. Very, very zoomed in closely. We get that disrespect. I did not get this trade again. I already took my trade for the day. Boom. But this was also a very great quality setup. Majority of members ended up getting in early, as one of our traders, Dom, he ended up calling out his long, that he was in the long position. A lot of the traders stacked up, and they ended up catching around 40 to 50 points with this position here. And we can go to our chat real quick, and I want to show you guys the proof of that trade. Can't talk right now, but if we inverse, I'll go long. I took the long out for 40 points, right? Members ate that one up nicely. And that was it for our AM session. Pre-market plan win here. Again, I took this personally. Called out the long scalp there. Called out the short. Another short here and another long here. So what is that? 5 trades, 5 wins. And like majority of these trades here, risk-free, 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 right? This is just beautiful stuff. This is why I called so many trades, guys. Because when you see the market is delivering smooth, we see setups left and right, we're going to do what? We're going to capitalize. Because you do not get these type of days very often. So your goal is to do what? Capitalize when we get these days. When we see this like Monday, what did we do? Not even take a trade. Yesterday, Monday was terrible. We did not take a trade, and it all pays today. Quick PM session. Right, again, I was looking for the longs on the PM, but the early entry here and here kind of left us. So I was totally fine not taking that setup. It just left us, and it's okay. But then we saw a very aggressive move lower, in my opinion. Right, I was looking for a potential long continuation up to these highs, but as you can see, once we hit this 15-minute, we immediately inversed it. So now I was looking potential short. In my area of interest for the short was going to be this 5-minute fair value gap. And the only reason why I liked this trade, because market was pretty choppy, is because if we take this internal range here, swing low to swing high, we can see a very nice rejection off of the discount of the range. So we got that rejection off the 5-minute. Zooming in closer. Now I'm looking for points of entry. I originally wanted to see this inverse, but it is what again, guys? A respected 1-minute fair value gap. But never got the close, so I called for members to take a scalp position at the 53 entry. Boom. And we wanted to play this trade pretty tight. Why? Action slow. In my opinion, there was no reason to sell off lower and make a new low. We somehow did, and the trade would have fully banged. I'm pretty surprised, to be honest, but I was looking for a scalp, and we got that. 53 entry short, 15-point scalp down to this low. Scale break even. Rest got out in profit. I told members to put their profit just above this gap here. Rest out in profit, a small trade, and then, again, even holding the plan, right? This thing would have hit nicely, but again, I'm totally fine with what we did. I mean, we would have to be in this trade for a minute, and again, we already content with our wins here, right, in the morning. So totally fine, little small scalp. Again, this is a very clean model, in my opinion. Just the delivery wasn't smooth, but again, I'm not gonna complain after we caught fucking 5 wins, right? And then my proof for that trade is I took that on my funded, and it should be somewhere around here. Yeah, entered a bit before them, but just caught a nice little scalp, $220 profit. Pretty simple. But that is all of the recap for January 7th. Again, what do? We sit back. I already had my plan set. I wait for the market to show me what it wants. Let the market present its opportunity. We never got FOMO. We never got iffy about trades. We missed out on a long here. Right? We missed out on plenty of trades. But the discipline to wait for your setup, it's always going to pay, guys. And that is going to be it for January 7th recap. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. And if you want to catch some bangers with us, man, we would love to have more people in the Discord. But until next time, guys, peace out.